Imagine a dark level of focus, so intense that it unsettles the people around you. 5 years ago, my focus was weak as a wet noodle, constantly distracted until I discovered simple psychological levers that turned deep dark focus for 6 to 13 hours a day my normal. So in this video, I'll show you exactly how to unleash this terrifying dark focus using 5 simple psychological triggers so you can rapidly transform scattered hustle into frightening focus. To start, let me show you how to always win the war against your distractions by exploiting the death response in your brain. So turning the lights back on now. Think of a general marching his troops into a forest because he's going into battle. But as soon as he comes against the mountains, the enemy somehow ambushes him from behind. There's no retreat, like he's trees on his side, he has a mountain to his back. The only options that he has is either fight through the enemies and then win, or he just straight up dies. Everybody fucking dies. Literally win or die situation. So suddenly, every single soldier with this option, because basically their only real option is victory, no distractions. Like they were thinking about like, oh, like what am I gonna do when I come home or whatever, or like, oh, my fucking like my fucking armor is not on right. Distractions fucking gone. Not paying attention gone. Oh, I kind of want to do whatever thing, fucking gone. They're not thinking about that because such impending doom, right? So basically all their distractions they could possibly have were replaced with raw, survival-driven focus from death. Focus in the modern day is exactly the same. We have not changed since these like medieval times. Most people approach their goals like they have infinite lives in a video game because I don't know, you're conditioned like that. They think like, oh, I'll get to it tomorrow, I'll get to it next week, and next week becomes like, oh, I'll get to it next year, and then oh fuck, whole life is over and they didn't do jack shit. That mentality is exactly why their focus is shit. Why most people achieve absolutely nothing. They never create real stakes. They never harness that death ground is what I call it. And this is from Robert Greene if you've heard about him. But regardless, how do you create your own death ground to force warrior level focus? First, it's to create deadlines. You want to create an actual date where like if you go past it, it creates a feeling of straight up death. So it's like you want to publicly announce a certain date. So like, oh, I'm launching this product on this date and I'm publishing this content on this date, and you tell people that publicly. It could be like your people that you know around you or genuinely online, like have like a product launch page or some shit like that. But here's the thing. The key is, again, only do this with people that are on the same path as you. If you just start telling some random like degenerate friends or some shit, they're just gonna be like, oh yeah, you're gonna fail, fuck you. And that's probably actually gonna reduce the death ground feeling and then make you actually want to just like get rid of the deadline, which is not effective. So only tell people on the same path or a mentor is very good as well. And the second step is to put skin in the game, at least financially. So like a soldier buys battle gear, like he would buy a shield, he would buy his sword, he would buy his armor, so he can be most effective in battle. Of course, he doesn't want to lose that. Like that shit fucking cost him a fuck ton of money. He wants to win his fucking, his war, actually make his armor work. So then he can go home when like make that shit worth it and get his payday after he comes back from the war. The key here is obviously don't waste your money and like just spend it on random shit. You want to buy things that pretty much give you a guaranteed return. So do some research if you need to, but don't be afraid to spend money on things that will give you a return. And putting that financial stakes in the game, putting your skin in the game, will create that death ground feeling because of course you would lose that money if you just suddenly give up. And step 3 is to eliminate your escape routes. So just like the mountain, having the soldiers having their back against this mountain, having no escape, you do the same thing. You consciously remove your usual safety nets, your usual fallback options, at least for a defined period. Like if your goal is to build a business, for example, maybe you stop applying for jobs for the moment. Like you just stop and you just force yourself to work on the business. Like, oh, I'm going to make this work. I have to make this amount of money or like I'm going to actually starve. Or like me, like I'm trying to build a business right now. I literally just saved up like 100K and just fucking go for it. All right. And I'm not telling you to do that exactly, but do something like that. Put your back against the mountain. At the end of the day, if you really think about it, what is that going to do with you? If you fail, you can just like go get a job. It's not that difficult. Those things out there are always out there. But your chance to do this goal that requires death ground might not be there. Like you might not have another chance. Like your goal might fucking die right here, just like these soldiers could die. You have to attain victory, and you can only attain victory from utilizing this death ground. Okay, so now retreating away from your focus to a distraction is completely impossible, because if you do, you're gonna die, and you don't want to die. You're like a cornered warrior with that focus. But what are you fighting for? If your battle is meaningless, like you actually don't give a shit about your country, for example, if you're a warrior, your focus is going to waver and you're probably going to die anyway. So next, let me show you how to use your underlying skills, like a pyro burning down a forest, to make your focus so intensely hot, it will burn right through all your goals. So you've probably seen, like, on the news, there actually is pretty high cases of like some dumb fucking pyros that are trying to burn down the forest. Well, imagine someone so fucking stupid, like they go into the forest and they're a pyro, and they start just vaguely waving around a magnifying glass, thinking like, oh yeah, I'm gonna light the forest on fire, but they're fucking stupid and they don't know how to use a magnifying glass. So now the sun, it doesn't get focused onto a certain point, so it never really gets hot enough to start a fire. And then, oh fuck, you know, the cops catch them anyways and they get thrown in jail. Their whole life is fucking ruined. But if that pyro wasn't stupid, and then he just put it in one spot, really focus the energy from the sun on like a pile of leaves, like really dry leaves or twigs, obviously, boom, fire is gonna happen, and then the whole forest is gonna burn down, right? It's gonna explode expansively. But the thing is, most people, like this fucking, like the retarded pyro, is just kind of like vaguely waving around the magnifying glass, never really focusing their energy. They say kind of things like, oh yeah, the universe will give me what I want, I just need to manifest, I need to believe, and then all the things will come to me. That's fucking bullshit, okay? The universe doesn't understand vague thoughts. The best way to tell the universe what you want is actual focused action. If you take focused action and direct your energy, your everything towards one meaningful goal, that is how you tell the universe. So how do you actually practically do this? So the first step is to let the direct sunlight hit the glass. And you can imagine the sun sort of like your ultimate goal. Like the sun is what gives the light to focus in the magnifying glass, igniting the fire. Your ultimate goal or problem that you want to solve is what goes into the magnifying glass, what you have to draw all your different tasks from, so then you can get results, if that makes sense. So you have to let your ultimate goal flow into the magnifying glass and become focused. So ask yourself, like, every single time you come with a task or more of a bigger goal, how does completing this specific thing get me closer to that life-changing goal? If it doesn't, you're fucking doing the wrong thing. You're just vaguely waving around the magnifying glass, never getting the light focused, right? And second step is to understand the effects of fire. When you're doing an actual task, like you're genuinely working right now, what you would call actually trying to focus the magnifying glass, hold it still. Like fire, eventually your results will expand. So sure, sitting there and holding the magnifying glass, doing the task, it sucks right now. But think about what is that going to do in 5-10 years, right? It's going to expand. It's going to get you increasingly more results over time. And then step 2 or step 3 is to avoid being the idiot. So the idiot pyro failed at making the fire and then got put in jail. But that's because he wasn't focused. If you fail at focus, so you fail at holding the magnifying glass, failing at staying on your task, imagine it right now. If you did that for years, like literally every single day you failed at focusing and you just like went to a distraction for years and years, what would you look like? You would be like an idiot in jail, ruined your entire life. And with that in mind, with those dark thoughts in mind, you understand and avoid the pain of inaction. And then with the fire, understanding the fire, you're basically pulling that vision of great results into your conscious mind, which turns up the importance, allowing you to stay focused. So you of course need to install this in your brain, but do this pyro thinking exercise between like fire and idiot every single time that you're feeling discouraged, like, you know, you're feeling your motivation lacking, and then focus will follow. But actually, we can crank this focus up even further if we leverage one of the most powerful, dangerous psychological forces out there, which is how we see ourselves in relation to other people. So let me show you how to focus and get results like a monarch, enriching his country and himself through the people's support. If you imagine kind of like a shadow ruler kind of person who's like, oh, maybe like a jester or some shit, you know, he's controlling a puppet king who's like kind of retarded. No one's watching this jester. He doesn't even know this dude is controlling the king. There's no one there to disappoint. Like, no one really cares. All the stuff is like, all the negative shit is directed at the puppet king. And of course he can work in the background. He can really change the country like this, right? Without any of the drawbacks. It sounds actually pretty good, right? Just doing all these things in the background. But also imagine this, like a super powerful monarch. Not like some like lazy dude, not some like inbred dude or anything like that. Like a real fucking leader. The citizens he have, the different peasants, they look up to him. They look for him for guidance to try to like make the country richer. All the strength of the country basically weighs on him. This is like actually a super psychological weight on the monarch himself, because if he fucks up the country. If he fucks up the country, fuck, oh shit, like there's gonna be a revolution, he's gonna get fucking killed. If he does not deliver, he's gonna die. So he has to deliver based on the people's expectations, not just for himself, like the jester. He's just doing it for himself. But now he's doing it for everyone in his entire country. Who is going to get more done? The monarch here, who has all this psychological weight, or the jester who just kind of like doing it in the background? Obviously the monarch, right? Because this like super intense expectation of public accountability forges like super unbreakable focus or like drive to actually succeed, so you can continue to get that support or also not have that turn on you. You've probably heard the common advice of don't compare yourself to others. You're special just on your own, right? That is not true. That basically makes you into the jester. Like, sure, you can get stuff done, but it's not gonna like fucking drive you super hard and designed to keep you comfortable, keep you mediocre. But a true monarch, a true winner that wants to like super make success is a person that utilizes the social dynamics of other people to fuel their ambition, to lock in terrifying levels of focus. So how do you effectively harness this monarch focus to command even more focus? First is to become a king. First is to become a king, at least in your niche. So what I mean by this is start teaching or sharing your skills online. So like you as the monarch will like dispense it to the masses. Your kingdom becomes something like a YouTube channel, an X account, even if you don't like showing your face or something like that. Or simply just like teaching a group of friends is enough. Because once you start becoming an authority on something, someone who actually delivers, the need to not look like you're a fucking fraud creates like this super immense pressure to stay focused more, like actually implement your own teachings, keep learning, keep producing, because you're now accountable to your citizens. A super pro tip here is don't tell your future goals to anyone. Most people offer shit advice or negativity. Just stick to learnings. Like, and this is super effective because like imagine like Hamza, right? If Hamza suddenly became an obese fuck, not following any of his own advice, a lot of people that go on there they're really fucked up will go inflame his ass, right? They will like unsubscribe for him or like leave tons of fucking hate comments. He has to follow his own advice or else he's gonna get fucked. And if you do the same thing, you're gonna be in the same situation and improve even more. But there's still one more thing that you can do, which is assemble your royal court, strategic accountability. So I did mention that you don't tell your goals to anybody, but there is two situations that this actually might be a good thing. If you're able to get a mentor, so I sort of mentioned this slightly previously, but there's 3 ways to get a mentor. It's sort of like an old king, a wise advisor. First is connection. So if you're able to have a connection already, you might be able to get some like free advice of someone who has already done it. Or you can offer to work for somebody who already knows it. So this could be like getting a job at a startup and then you learn from them. Again, sort of like a free option and possibly get paid. Or you can literally pay someone, offers a service or something like that, to mentor you so you can make progress much faster and stay focused in that way. And of course, you can just like tell them your goal. Because think about it. If you had this mentor and you told them your goal, you don't want to disappoint them and fuck up, right? So that feeling of not wanting to disappoint them, that guilt that you would feel, will drive you to focus even more. And the second option is Knights of the Round Table, building your own tribe. Surround yourself with other ambitious monarchs on a similar quest. But this is not like a big dick comparison, right? The progress of these other dudes will become a benchmark for you. They're making huge progress. If you see them making huge progress, you're gonna want to make that progress too, or you feel kind of bad. All from controllable results. Like if one of the dudes is like, oh yeah, I literally got a bigger dick. Well, that shit you can't control. This is about controllable results, like actual things that you can change, and that will genuinely uplift everybody. And actually, legit, People have killed themselves from this effect because it was like too much pressure. Like YouTubers, influence out there, they give their advice, but they can't follow it anymore. They can't keep up with the expectation. So they fall off and they just like, they kill themselves or whatever. But if you can keep up with it and you can utilize this effect, you will focus like nobody else. But the thing is, what if your castle itself, your environment, is a shit shack? Think about trying to work in literally a shack made of shit. There's no way you're going to be able to focus, right? So next, let me show you how to psychologically turn your workspace into an impenetrable fortress that will block any distractions from your mind. Imagine this is your room. It probably is not like all colorful and pink like this. This is probably like more of a girl. But anyways, imagine your mom installs in your room a high definition camera that's watching you 24/7, can see everything that you do. Like, this shit is streamed to your entire family. They can access it all the time. There's probably someone like literally watching you. Are you going to like whack off in the corner anytime? Are you going to sit in there and like watch some dirty videos on your computer? No, you're not. It's literally no way, right? It's not going to happen no matter what. So the environment makes this behavior that you don't want to do, this distraction, impossible. At the very least, like, it's going to be incredibly comfortable. Like, maybe some people are okay with, like, fapping in front of their family, but I don't think so. But anyways, you have to do the same thing with your focus. You know, you might tell yourself, like, oh, I have ADHD, I get distracted easily, I just need more willpower. Okay, maybe you do, and that's fine. But if your environment is genuinely sabotaging you, that is making it even worse. So you need an environment that induces focus, forces you to focus, like this FAP cam that's on there 24/7 and blocks all distractions. So how do you make this change to your environment for focus? The first part is a psycho level goal immersion. So if you have your goal and you write it on like a piece of paper and you literally stick it all around. If you sat down in your chair and you suddenly like, oh yeah, I kind of want to like look at TikTok right now, or look at Instagram, or see what's on there for probably no reason at all. But then, literally right in front of your face on the wall, there's your goal. It says like, do whatever thing. You're gonna be like, oh fuck, it's gonna block that distraction, very literally. Or the second thing you can do is eliminate competing stimuli. So that is any TV, game consoles, unnecessary clutter, or distracting posters. Like, think about it. If you had like a poster of some like anime titties or some shit on your wall, or like a wallpaper on your desktop of anime titties, is that gonna make you focus more? No, it's not. If you look at it, you're just gonna get horny and get distracted, right? So take that stuff away. It's not helping. The second thing is to optimize for flow. Your chair right here, is it comfortable? Or do you feel like bodily pain, your back hurts and shit? That will literally distract you. It takes focus away and introduces the ability to get distracted. Or also, your window, is it too fucking bright, or is it too fucking dark and you can't really see your work, or you can't see your monitor, there's glare on it, or is like the lighting like getting in your eyes, giving you a headache? Is it actually quiet enough in your entire room in the first place? You have to optimize these physical friction points. And the last option is the nuclear option. If none of this works, and your environment is genuinely a shit shack, like, I don't know, people in the background arguing all the fucking time, or like noisy ass fucking roommates. I remember when I was in college, I literally had 6 different roommates in one room, and it was like a rap concert 24/7. They would be blasting music. So no amount of willpower will get you to focus in that setting, right? So just fuck this place, nuke that shit, and just go somewhere else that's actually quiet, that you can is an environment that you can focus. All right, you got this psychological FAP cam by these 4 different guardrails in your mind, basically blocking against distractions. But what if you leave that fortress? What if you're like traveling or some shit, genuinely for work, for example? Your distractions will just come right back, right? You don't have your fortress protecting you. So let me show you how to exploit your perception to just let distractions pass right through you. So I actually have this childhood friend, for example, called Ashley. She is literally a married woman. But for the past 3 years, she's been texting me every single fucking day about random shit, like, I don't know, sending like a cat picture or some shit, or like, oh yo, I broke my glasses. Stupid shit. For 3 years straight, without fail, I tell you. And the thing is, I never even responded. Not a single fucking time have I ever responded to her in the entire 3 years, but she still texts me to this day. Like, I have my notifications turned off, so I don't even know. But if I look at my phone, like my dad texts me or something, I see like, holy fuck, so many messages, right? But most people's advice or their actions that they actually do, they tell you like, oh, just live a little bit. You know, opportunities get open up anywhere. That shit's fucking bullshit, okay? What good is it is going to reply to useless things like this? You're basically, what is happening is they're basically encouraging you to check every notification, reply to every message, say yes to random coffee meets, respond to like these married women, okay? That doesn't help you. The result that you get is, from this most people approach, is you become a simp. You become a simp for the world. And you know what? Simps are not known for their god tier focus. So how do you actually let these distractions pass right through you? Well, first step is, you might have noticed it based on just like the story that I just mentioned. Just ghost mode. Leave do not disturb on 24/7 like I do, so you never even get notified or distracted mid-work when you get messages from people like this, or literally anything else, or like stupid game notifications, for example. And legit, if you're apprehensive about doing this do not disturb, I've had do not disturb on my phone for straight up 2 years, at least, probably 3 at this point. No issues. And the second one is do ghost noise. So what I mean by this is, I'm sure you've heard of Alex Ramosi. He's like a gym dude turned like multi-billion-dollar business guy from working super hard. He says his most productive time is when he totally locks down. He straight up, he puts earplugs in, he puts on like those industrial ear muffs that block out all the noise. On top of the earplugs, he turns his blackout curtains on so he can't even see outside to get distracted, and has nothing in his room but his computer, and like locks away, just completely locked in. That's one way to like basically block out the entire world. No distractions could even get to you. That's super ghosting noise, right? Or alternatively, if you don't want to go that far, because genuinely you probably don't have to go that far, like at least get some sunlight, right? It's just, one, you find somewhere silent to work to evade the noise, or specific soundscapes. What that means is, if your current environment, like if you want to work in a cafe all the time because let's say your home is like too fucked up, or your roommates are too fucked up, there's people maybe chattering around you. If you play cafe noises, or basically like cafe white noise around you, that basically blends into the noise that's already there and then becomes white noise. Or if there's like traffic sounds, you can play traffic, or rain, you can play rain, and that will make the noise into something that your brain just like lets pass right through you. Okay, so now you can enter a state of focus that is so deep, so dark, that it even might be able to scare you now of what you're capable of and the progress that you're able to make. But the thing is, this level of focus isn't about just some like one-off work, or work a few weeks and you become like a degen for the rest of the year. You need to make this focus sustainable, so you don't burn out, or like, what good is it, right? But you can do exactly that by watching this video next, where I'll show you exactly step by step how to align your focus to your natural energy cycles within your body, so that you can maintain this scary level of productivity long term and even enjoy the process.